Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now is a cinematic masterpiece, revered for its haunting portrayal of the Vietnam War. However, while it captures the chaos and surrealism of war, it is rife with historical inaccuracies. These deviations from reality, while often serving the film's narrative and thematic ambitions, present a version of the Vietnam conflict that diverges significantly from historical fact. One of the most glaring inaccuracies is the film's portrayal of US military operations in Vietnam. Apocalypse Now suggests that the mission to assassinate Colonel Kurtz, a rogue officer who has set himself up as a demigod among a local tribe, was sanctioned at the highest levels of military command. In reality, such an operation would be highly unlikely. The US military structure, with its strict hierarchy and adherence to protocol, would not have permitted a freelance assassination mission, particularly one targeting a decorated officer. This plot device, while compelling, undermines the complexity of military operations and the stringent oversight in place during the Vietnam War. The film's depiction of Colonel Kurtz himself is also historically inaccurate. Kurtz, played by Marlon Brando, embodies the archetype of the mad rogue soldier, losing his sanity in the jungle's depths. While there were certainly instances of psychological breakdowns among soldiers, the character of Kurtz is an extreme and unrealistic portrayal. The US military had measures in place to monitor and address the mental health of its officers. The idea that an officer could completely detach from command and build a personal army without immediate repercussions is a dramatic exaggeration. Moreover, the film's setting, particularly the portrayal of the Vietnamese landscape and its inhabitants, reflects more of a fantastical version of Southeast Asia than an accurate depiction. The journey upriver takes the crew through surreal and exaggeratedly hostile environments, which are more akin to the Congo River of Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, the novella on which the film is loosely based, than the actual rivers of Vietnam. The portrayal of the local population as either faceless enemies or mystical subservient followers of Kurtz perpetuates a simplistic and often dehumanizing view of the Vietnamese people, ignoring the complex social and political dynamics of the region. Additionally, the film's soundtrack and cultural references often do not align with the timeline of the Vietnam War. For instance, the use of The Doors' The End and other 1960s rock music, while evocative, sometimes predates the heavy American involvement in Vietnam. This anachronism, while artistically effective, can mislead viewers about the cultural context of the war years. The blending of various elements from different periods into a single narrative timeline creates a disjointed historical perspective. The portrayal of military tactics and engagements in Apocalypse Now also strays from historical accuracy. The iconic scene in which Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore, played by Robert Duvall, leads a helicopter assault to the tune of Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries is thrilling cinema but strategically implausible. The exaggerated bravado and the casual manner in which Kilgore conducts the operation undermines the serious and often desperate nature of military engagements in Vietnam. Real-life operations were conducted with far more caution and often under extreme duress, with air cavalry units facing significant anti-aircraft threats and logistical challenges. Furthermore, the film's depiction of drug use among soldiers, while based on some truth, is greatly exaggerated. Apocalypse Now presents drug use as rampant and almost a norm among American troops. While drug use did occur, it was not as widespread or openly accepted as the film suggests. The US military recognised the problem and took measures to curb substance abuse among its ranks. Another significant inaccuracy is the representation of the psychological impact of the war on soldiers. While the film does touch upon the trauma and moral ambiguity faced by soldiers, it often does so in a sensationalised manner. The psychological effects of the war were profound and complex, involving a wide range of experiences and reactions. Apocalypse Now condenses these into a narrative of madness and existential dread, which, while powerful, does not capture the full spectrum of soldiers' experiences. In summary, while Apocalypse Now remains a seminal film that offers a powerful exploration of the horrors of war, it should not be taken as a historically accurate account of the Vietnam War. Its numerous deviations from reality, ranging from the portrayal of military operations and the character of Colonel Kurtz, to the depiction of the Vietnamese landscape and the cultural context, underscores its primary function as a piece of art rather than a documentary. The film's artistic liberties serve to enhance its thematic impact but at the cost of historical fidelity.